I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero.
So the fair use as it's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Welcome to Not My Reality. Here's another example of you can't make this shit up. Let's talk about this stain on American history. We're talking about Project Sunshine. Great name, right? They always name these things like this. But would you believe the United States government would resort to something so macabre, so horrific, as collecting deceased baby parts without the consent of the parents for use in nuclear experiments in the 50s? Brought to the public light in the mid-90s by the Clinton administration, Project Sunshine was a series of research studies that began in 1953 to ascertain the impact of radioactive fallout on the world's population. This was during the height of the Cold War. The project was initially kept secret and only became publicly known in 1956. Commissioned jointly by the United States Atomic Energy Commission and the United States Air Force Project RAND, Sunshine sought to examine the long-term effects of nuclear radiation on the biosphere due to repeated nuclear detonations of increasing yield, with the conclusion that the radioactive isotope SR90, strontium-90, it's in your chemtrails, represented the most serious threat to human health from nuclear fallout. On January 18, 1955, then AEC Commissioner Dr. Willard Libby said that there was insufficient data regarding the effects of fallout due to the lack of human samples. Especially, get this, especially samples taken from children. Libby was quoted as saying, quote, "I don't know how to get them, but I do say that it is a matter of prime importance to get them, and particularly in the young age group. So human samples are often of prime importance, and if anybody knows how to do a good job of body snatching, they will really be serving their country." Yeah, he said it. He said body snatching. Support this channel. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell. And if you don't, you might end up part of a government secret experiment yourself. This body snatching led to thousands of samples being gathered. Many of them were cadavers from babies and young children. They were taken from countries from Australia to Europe, often without the parents' consent or knowledge. According to the investigation launched after the British newspaper reported that British scientists had obtained children's bodies from various hospitals and shipped their body parts to the United States, a British mother had said that her stillborn baby's legs were removed by British doctors, and to prevent her from finding out what happened, she was not allowed to dress the baby for the funeral. What the The 1995 documentary, Deadly Experiments, delved into the details, such as the story of mother Jean Pritchard. Jean's daughter was born stillborn in 1957, and she wanted to dress her daughter for her funeral. The doctors, however, denied her request because they had already cut off Jean's daughter's legs as part of Project Sunshine, and they didn't want her to find out. Jean says she asked if I could put her christening robe on her, but I wasn't allowed to. And that upset me terribly because she wasn't Christian, the mother said. No one asked me about doing things like that, taking bits and pieces from her. It's just disgusting. Look, it is fully reasonable and plausible that medical research requires the use of human tissue. The issue here was consent and transparency. Much like someone choosing to be an organ donor on death, the key word is they choose. But an organ thief literally sneaking into a morgue and gutting a cadaver to steal a lung or some legs, it's quite a big difference there. And when this body snatcher is the government, and that's a big fucking deal. Was there any reason why the parents of these deceased and trafficked infants couldn't have simply been asked if their loved ones could be used for medical purposes? And to make things worse, All the parties involved have admitted Project Sunshine happened, but they won't take any of the responsibility. So that's Project Sunshine, otherwise known as the Baby Part Project. Sounds like a shitty new wave band. Look, that's just one of thousands and thousands of secret experiments the United States government and these other governments have performed without the public knowledge. And it's still going on today, more than ever. We just had half the world join in on an experiment. Wait till the truth about that one comes out. Look, do you trust your government? Leave a comment down below. Well, let's get the fuck out of here.